Hello student, we are studying our elective course, that is elective first, and which is the renewable energy sources. In that, in our previous video we have covered three modules. First module is the an introduction to energy sources. Second module is the photothermal application, and the third one is the photovoltaic systems. These all three modules we have covered in our previous videos. Now in this video we start with the new module. We take first the fifth module, and after that we will take the fourth module. So the fifth module is the wind energy. So let's see what do you mean by the wind energy, how wind is created. So all these the basic parts or the introductory part. First we have to see the content of the chapter. So the content of the chapter is the contains introduction, that is the introductory part, the information about the wind energy, that is the recent development in the wind energy, what do you mean by the wind, how wind is generated, and the historical background of the wind energy. These all are the different concepts which involved in the introduction. Second is the classification and description of the wind machine. That means there are different types of the wind machines are used to produce the electricity from the mechanical power of the wind energy or wind. So depending on that, there are generally main two types, that is a vertical axis wind turbine, and the second one is the horizontal axis wind turbine. And after that there is again these two types again classified into into different types depending on the rotors which are used in the systems. So the wind turbine or the wind machine is in classified into different types. And last part is the wind data. That means we are able to measure the wind speed at a particular location at a particular time. If we tabulate all the data, that is a wind data, then we get the information about the wind energy at that particular location. So this is all about the contents of the chapter 5th. So let's start with the introduction. So introductory part is the first is the nature of the wind. That means the what do we mean by wind energy and how wind is created. The wind energy is the kinetic energy associated with the movement of large masses of air. We know that the wind has a kinetic energy, and this kinetic energy is associated with the large masses of the air. Wind are caused because of two factors. There are two main factors which are help to create the wind. First is the absorption of solar energy on the earth's surface and in the atmosphere, and second one is the rotation of earth about its axis and its motion around the sun. These are the two main factors caused to create, or it will be responsible for the wind creation. So first is the absorption of the solar energy on the earth's surface and the atmosphere. We know that we have sun, and sun emits radiation in all direction. So the on the earth's surface there is a total absorption or the maximum absorption of the solar radiation. Due to absorption of the solar radiation, there is an increase in temperature, that is a heating of the earth atmosphere as well as the earth's surface. And due to heating effect or due to increasing the temperature, there is a temperature difference on the earth's surface and in the atmosphere. And the rotation of the earth about its own axis, we know that earth rotate about its own axis as well as around the sun. So due to that we have the day and night time, and so we get the cooling and heating effects. So these all are the two main factors for the wind. Because of these factors, alternate heating and cooling cycles occur differences in the pressure are created and air is caused to move. That means due to the absorption of the solar radiation and the rotation of the earth around itself and as well as around the sun, there is a heating and cooling effect, and due to heating and cooling effect there is a difference in the pressure, and due to the difference in the pressure means the pressure at one point is a different or low or high the pressure at the another point. So due to pressure difference air is caused to move. So this is the main reason how air caused to move. The wind energy is thus an indirect manifestation of solar energy. That means wind energy is a indirect manifestation of the solar energy. That means due to solar energy wind is a flow. So the indirect manifestation of solar energy. The advantage using wind energy are that its capture produces no pollution. The main advantage of the wind energy is the source of energy is pollution free. That means when we collect the wind and after collecting the wind, this wind or the mechanical power from the kinetic energy of the wind is converted into the electricity, and in this process there is no creation of any pollution. This is the main advantage of the wind energy. The problem associated with utilizing is the availability of energy varies considerably over a day and with the seasons. The disadvantage of the wind energy is only we are not able to collect the wind energy during particular seasons or availability of the or it depends on the availability of the wind. So this is the disadvantage of the wind energy. Now historical background, that means in a past how the wind machines are invented or how it is used. So all this involved in the historical background. Historically wind energy was used for sailing ships and for generating small amounts of mechanical power through the windmills. Historically, that means in past the wind energy is also used, but the energy from the wind or the energy which obtained from the wind is generally used for the sailing of ships and also generate the small amount of mechanical power through the windmills. One of the most popular and long lasting designs was that horizontal axis 4 blade Dutch windmill. The most popular wind turbine or wind machine is the horizontal axis wind machine, and in that the particular type is the 4 blade Dutch windmill is generally used in past or in previous years. This design was used extensively in Europe for grinding grain and for pumping water. That is the horizontal axis 4 blade Dutch windmill is generally used in Europe and which is used for the purpose of grinding grain and for pumping water. A few million windmills of this type, usually generating less than 1 kilowatt of power, were in use in the United States at the beginning of the last century. That means the few million windmills of this type, that means the huge number of windmills of the 4 blade Dutch windmill types are generally used for the generating the power and which is in the order of 1 kilowatt and which is used in the United States at the beginning of the last century. They were used to pump water or to generate electricity. This type of the windmill is generally used to pump the water and also to generate the electricity. The new designs developed include the 2 or 3 blade propeller type design and Savonius and Darius types. That means after the 4 blade Dutch type windmill, there is invention of the another windmills, and the windmills which are 2 or 3 blades propeller type design, or Savonius or Darius types. These are the types of the windmills, and these names is given to them this given to them because of the rotor, the types of rotor which is used in the windmill. Rotor means the part which is used to create the or to convert the kinetic energy of the wind into the mechanical power, that is the rotor. It may be multi blade or single blade, so this is the rotor. According to that, there are different types of the windmill. So the after the Dutch type windmill, there is again propeller type design, and the Savonius and Darius types windmills are also used. In a contrast to the earlier designs, the last two were vertical axis machine. As we mentioned before, there are generally two main types of the wind turbine or wind machines. First is the vertical axis wind turbine, and second is the horizontal axis wind machine or wind turbines. And in a previous sentence we have seen also again different types, that is a propeller type design and the Savonius and Darius types design. In that, Savonius and Darius types are the vertical axis machines, while the propeller type design is the horizontal axis wind machine. So this is the one of the type of the wind machines. The Smith-Putnam machine was horizontal axis two blade propeller type machine. That means the horizontal axis with two blade propeller type machine is the Smith-Putnam. This is the wind machine, the name of that wind machine. It had a 53.3 meter, that is 157 feet diameter rotor, and generated 1250 kilowatt of electrical power at its rated speed of 20 revolution per minute. When the rotor which is used in the Smith-Putnam machine, which rotates with the speed that is 20 revolution per minute, that means per minute the 20 revolution takes place. When this happens, then this machine is able to generate 1250 kilowatt electrical power, and the diameter of the rotor of the Smith-Putnam machine is near about 53.3 meter, or simply 157 feet. So this is all about the Smith-Putnam machine, and which is the horizontal axis two blade propeller type machine. Now recent development. Now how the development is taken place in the wind turbine machines. So these all are involved in the recent developments. With the advent of oil crisis in 1973, interest in wind energy pick up considerably. That means after the crisis of oil crisis in 1973, the wind energy is taken into account in a large quantity, or the energy which is obtained from the wind is generally used for various application. A large number of research and development programs to build and test both small and large scale wind energy conversion systems were undertaken in many countries. That means nowadays the number of institutes or the researcher taken into account the different wind turbine system, so that they develop the programs to build and test the wind energy conversion systems. So the development in the wind energy technology is very good nowadays, so which is generally used in many countries. As a result, many commercial models ranging in a capacity from a few watts to megawatts are now available. That means in past the wind turbines are not available in a variety. That means they generate only few watts electricity or few watts to few kilowatts, but these are in the available in the limited quantity. But nowadays the commercial models ranging in a capacity from few megawatts to few watts to megawatts are available. Important development have also taken place in India in the last 20 years. That means the India is also taken into account the energy or the power which can be obtained from the wind energy. So this obtained power can be utilized for the different applications. So India is also focused on that things. Typically the sizes of machine installed lie in the range of 1.2 to 1.6 megawatt. That means typically the machines which are installed, they have the range lies between 1.2 to 1.6 megawatt, and the total installed capacity in the country now exceeds 7,000 megawatt. Now in overall country, this capacity is increased in a country which is more than 7,000 megawatt. Much of this capacity is in Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Rajasthan and Gujarat. This capacity, that means the machines which are able to generate this amount of energy or this amount of power, which are present in the generally in Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Rajasthan and as well as in Gujarat. So the wind energy is also in a development, and maybe in a future it has a more scope, or we are able to generate the more electricity and or more power, so that we can utilize this power for the different applications. 3 wind machines of 50 kilowatt capacity have been installed at a Sagar Island in a West Bengal, and work in progress for 7 more such installation. That means in West Bengal there is a Sagar Island, and there in that 3 wind machines of 50 kilowatt capacity have been installed, and also still which is in development. That means the after the oil crisis of 1973, the India is developed in the wind energy technology. That means we have already 3 wind machines of 50 kilowatt capacity which is in the West Bengal, and work is in progress for 7 more. That means these all 7 plants, or we can say the wind turbines, are in work, so that we are able to collect the maximum amount of power. So the conclusion is that in India the wind energy technology is still in development. So this is the recent development in the wind turbine or wind machines in India or in all over world. So this is all about the introduction of the wind energy or introductory part of the wind energy. So the wind energy is also very important non-conventional energy source. From that we are able to collect the power or electricity, and further this collected power or electricity can be utilized for the different purposes. So the wind energy is also very important energy source, and which is the renewable energy source. That means it can be created again and again by natural processes. That means we have the sun, so we have the solar energy, and due to solar energy there is a heating and cooling effect on the earth surface as well as in the earth atmosphere. So we are able to obtain the temperature difference on the earth surface as well as in the earth atmosphere, and also the earth is rotate about itself or and about the sun. So due to rotation there is a heating and cooling effect again, and due to heating and cooling effect there is a pressure difference, and due to that the wind is caused to flow, or air is move, or this is the reason we have wind, and from that we can able to obtain the wind energy, that is in the form of electricity. So this is all about the wind energy. Now in our next video we will start with the classification of the wind energy, that means or classification of the rotor is a very important part which is used in the windmills. Due to rotor consists of mainly two parts again, that is hub and blades. So when the wind is moving, the blades are also moving, and due to motion of the blades there is a conversion of the kinetic energy of the wind into the mechanical power, and a hub passes that mechanical power to the generator, and after that there is a generation of the electricity, or the generator generate the electricity, and again this electricity is used for the different purposes. This is the basic principle behind the wind turbine or wind machine. So we will discuss in detail in our next videos, so we will continue with that.